Okay, welcome back everyone to another set of matches we have here. I think we might have a couple matches in a row, we'll see. But right now we are tuned into another one of these Group B matches that we have going on here. In the losers bracket, we have ggsnipess versus eplup. Gonna be sending one more of these players home out of the tournament here, and the other one is going to be able to survive just a little bit longer in the tournament. I'm PotassiumF, joined by Mipha. How are you doing today?
Hey, hello. We're back in for like you said, a set of matches. I actually commentated a couple past a few hours, and it was quite a definitely interesting matchup. Like I saw like Amateur Game versus Willow, and then I believe Crimson Eye versus Gaming Eye, which was also not a sweep, which is very good considering I was kind of on the edge of them being sweeps because it's really just a fixed strategy. But apparently, they all kind of surprised me, and hopefully they should be for ggsnipess versus eplup should be at least to be just as interesting as this one, because this is also a lower bracket, I would assume, because C31 and C26, which has been on the lower end, I think. You would expect to see a little bit of difficulty maybe for this map, I think in particular.
Yeah, for sure. We've seen a lot of the lower seeded players struggle on things like, some of the LN maps in particular. Some of the harder Rice maps even might have some difficulty, but both of them fairly close in seeding, not too far apart. Eplup definitely more of a, I guess, more recent kind of 7-key, 6-key player. I see him on the leaderboards a lot for, whereas ggsnipess a much older player from kind of more BM-esque backgrounds, definitely more of a Rice player that you would expect to be picking one of those. So eplup, I assume the one that picked this one going into it immediately here, going to be Birdbrain first pick.
It seems to be a fairly interesting one from a point, I guess, from a point of view where you should be expecting to see just quite a bit of a Ellen struggle in terms of, not in terms of just on coordinating itself, but the releases are just varied enough to make a quite a difficult, I guess, in timing by itself. Like you can see, like pretty much, but none of them had like still like at a 99 territory, just all below 98. And apparently a plump with a miss, and ggsnipess traded off.
They traded at similar times, and we could see the accuracy difference definitely in eplup's favor. 98 compared to a 95 right now from ggsnipess. Definitely struggling more in that regard here, and we are seeing about a 32,000 point lead, so making a lot of sense for the first pick here from eplup.
Yeah, at this point, it's just very clear to see how both of them are. They're still doing fine for themselves. It's just ggsnipess are not probably a little bit more ill-equipped to do LN releases kind of like this.
Yeah, for sure. It's a type of skill set, like the coordination and the releases, that if you're not really kind of practiced on it that much, then you will kind of die a little bit. Even though this is like one of the least physical maps in the pool, technically, it is very hard to get the technique down to be able to play this kind of thing. And as we can see, it is going to be much more comfortable for eplup overall, despite a couple misses on both sides. Comfort is definitely there. 100k points. This is going to be a nice and easy point first for eplup, it seems. And just looking at the protects and bans that we missed, it is eplup protecting LN2, so Crazy Taxi Protect. ggsnipess protected Rice 2, the jump stream map. And ggsnipess banned LN3, so the more physical map of Conflict.
Yeah.
Conflict was banned out. That kind of makes sense as well. And eplup banned the SV, so no SV map being picked here. We have one more LN map in the pool after this one, and I can expect ggsnipess is going to go for some of the more straightforward Rice pool. I guess Rice 2 definitely leaning into that one more than the others.
Yeah. Anything for ggsnipess with an LN is just pretty much a death sentence. You cannot expect to pick LNs or Hybrid 2 in this case. Hybrid 2 is very LN focused for a hybrid, and I don't think ggsnipess want to touch that.
Oh, for sure. I think Hybrid 2 is definitely going to be eplup's first pick after the LNs are all taken away. I would expect that to be the pick strategy there. But for ggsnipess, Rice 2 seeming like a good option. Rice 1 also maybe a little bit more physical. That might be a bit more dangerous on that side of things. Rice 3 is also fairly doable, I feel like.
It is definitely fairly doable. I mean, the good catch is that GG still has all of the Rice picks, and they have 5 different options to pick. And then apparently Swamp Thing is the first one for GG Snipes, I think.
Nice, nice. Swamp Thing, fairly tricky to be able to hold combo on, but I guess it's definitely not one of the most physical maps in the pool. More Jack focused. Yeah, bit of a rough start actually here from eplup early on, getting lower accuracy on the intro of the Rice compared to Bird Brain.
Which is understandable, knowing that, oh, actually that's a very late hits on the mini jack on the eplup there. It's already down to 97, and it's just very struggling on these Rice patterns in general.
And yeah, actually kind of thinking about it as well, eplup does have much more experience as a 7-key player. I don't think I've seen many 4-key scores from them before, but definitely much more of a 7-key player. And if you're thinking about 7-key, I feel like a lot of these kind of like Jack's slightly technical patterns are something that definitely feels a lot different for 4-key compared to 7-key.
Oh yeah, I mean, the abundance of 7-key has been, I mean, it's been kind of mainstreamly mostly just streams and not of the anchory stuff that you would normally usually see in 7-key, but apparently 7-key doesn't really have any of the, I guess, the luxury of doing anchored streams like this. And it's really what eplup's weaknesses are.
Yeah, this is big. GG Snipes does find the first miss, but this is a really big buffer already given over. Accuracy difference really large as well. GG Snipes managing to hold on to a 99%, which is quite good overall on a map like this. eplup now holding it down below to 96, so it's looking like we have quite a big divide between skill sets between these. We normally see Rice versus LN, but I don't think I've seen it be this dominant both ways.
It's just, I guess in Mania World Cup, it's just kind of the Japan versus the rest of the world, really. Kind of, you really expect to see this kind of, you cannot expect one of the other just to pick any other skill set that are just very different, and this is kind of what it is. What this is.
What's the MWC LN specialist team? Would it be like Malaysia from a few years ago or something?
Yeah, 2021. I think it's a
2021 Malaysia. That sounds like a scary LN team. Yeah.
Oh yeah. 2021 was the only time, I guess the one and only final time that Chiwu actually played on that. So. It was that time. The only time Malaysia actually dominated on LNs back in 2021.
We did see eplup recover that accuracy quite a lot towards the end, but it just wasn't enough. The damage already done, and we can see the ratio difference, 200 difference, just everything going in GG Snipes' favor in this Rice map that we're seeing, tying it up 1-1.
Another thing that it was probably worth mentioning is that I don't think eplup is meant to be specifically handling just sharpshooting or just. I think the comboing is what really matters for eplup. I don't think I've seen that kind of score in terms of like LNs or anything in particular, which isn't that special, I guess, for ratio difference. So I think this is kind of the point that you have to just combo through it. I think GG Snipes' flaw on LNs is kind of exposed here more.
Yeah, Assault Taxi coming up now, so this is the expected pick. Obviously, eplup going to go into it. This one, more physical than Bird Brain, but also more straightforward when it comes to the patterns. There's less coordination required. And that might make things maybe a little bit more comfortable for both players, actually.
It kind of depends whether or not they are very well handled to... I guess they are equipped to semi-inverse stuff, because this has a lot of them, and they have been shown that their LN coordinations weren't at their best. This has a few, but it's just catered to density, which is more into reading aspect.
Yeah, and okay, not a very good start there from GG Snipes, finding a really early miss. Chain miss, actually. Really struggling to keep the combo on this density.
it's just the rating aspect of it that really makes it hard. Even though eplup is still at 97, it's still comboing, and I mean 400 is still the probably as best as you can get really for this kind of pick, whether your opponent is not being able to handle like a 90% on this.
Yeah, eplup definitely having their own share of troubles as well. 97%, finding a couple of misses, but definitely holding on a little bit better overall, and this lead is going to grow very quickly now. The misses keep coming in from GGSnipess. 70,000 points and growing, and I'm thinking way ahead right now, but I actually don't know what happens in the tiebreaker if it goes the distance.
Oh yeah, oh no. Like sure, they trade blows for each skill set in a tiebreaker, but whether or not the percentage of Rice to Ellen ratio is kind of debatable at this point.
Yeah, I mean we'll have to see. I think it's going to get interesting even before then when we start getting into the hybrids, because hybrid 1 is going to eventually, you would have to imagine, be picked at some point, and that one is a bit more balanced overall. But so far, yeah, definitely looking like eplup very strong LN advantage over here.
Yeah, still at the like just hovering around the 96, 97, I would assume, because of the ending a little bit trickier to handle, but it's nothing that eplup can really struggle with right now, because their opponent be kind of being slammed into submission with just under 90% now. I mean, at this point, it's just very clear that eplup's next pick has to be Hybrid 2 at this point. There are no more LN's advantage other than maybe Hybrid 1 that is not so much of an LN pick, but it's kind of the way it is now.
Yeah, so that is going to be nice and big score gap overall. B rank there from ggsnipess, but eplup getting the clean. That's a 0 miss score, actually.
Yeah, 0 miss score.
I thought there was a few combo breaks in there. They were all LN breaks overall, so 97% maintained.
It's just still like very high. It's just 1-to-1 rainbow ratio, pretty much, though.
I already see the next pick being picked there. Rice 2 immediately, not wasting any time. This one, I mean, I can only imagine this one has to be favored towards ggsnipess after what we saw earlier on Swamp Thing. This one may be a bit easier to combo for eplup, so maybe we'll see less misses overall, but that accuracy is also going to start mattering as well, and ggsnipess is definitely squarely in the lead when it comes to that ratio. It's
as straightforward as you can get for a jump stream pick. There are no bursts. It's just the jump trail that is kind of the main theme of actually whether or not you're just rushing or you just completely dunked out by the accuracy.
Wait, he's insane? Oh, okay. That was like 60 notes. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Not that nice. Not bad. Yeah, I mean, it's still like, I mean, what you would expect. Although maybe there's a couple 200s here and there. I guess it kind of, you would expect to see this up until the jump trail section.
Yeah, I mean, both players were like very slightly rushing in the intro there as soon as we got into the jump stream parts, but that's not going to matter too much because that'll even out later on when we get into the more continuous jump stream. But right now, definitely 0.5% in the lead for ggsnipess, both players on the FCs.
I'm trying to pick up the hit error for both of these. I think it seems like eplup is it's just kind of all over the place. I think even the rainbows are just kind of sporadic in between, either very early or very late. So it kind of just all over the place, really.
Yeah, that miss definitely doesn't help. eplup now losing the full combo just before, and with a bit of an ACK drop as well. ggsnipess has increased the ACK over time, now at 99.56. eplup struggling to reach that 99 once more, but a very solid 25,000, 26,000 point lead on a map like this is quite large, and only a quarter of the map left. We'll see if anything particularly big happens, but it's looking like another one of these fairly dominant points being picked on their own map picks.
I guess this kind of density where it just introduces hands into the broken-ish jump stream kind of throws you apart a little bit. Although it kind of mini jacks, which are just it's just mini jacks really. It's isolated enough to the point that it's not gonna be that detriment. So that's 2 for 2, 2 now for no other funny business. We still have their own picks to particularly care of, I guess. For eplup has to pick the hybrid 2 at this point.
Yeah, for sure. But very clean score here from ggsnipess. 10-200s, 981k. Very nice score overall. Comfortable, it looked like, for him there. So now we get the first non-LN map that we're going to be seeing. Oh, wait. No,
hybrid
it's not.
Hybrid 1.
It's not hybrid 2. It's hybrid 1.
Hybrid 1 it is. Not... I mean, this is dense enough, but it's not that much of an LN component being thrown into it.
I think there's definitely some potential. There's a few rice patterns in here that might trip up eplup as well. So maybe some of these rice sections, like the jack section that we're going to see later in that second half of the map, might be an opportunity for ggsnipess to be able to take a bit of a point lead. I think this is definitely the most likely breakpoint map of the ones that we're seeing left in the pool.
I think you might be correct, because when you say jacks, core jack, because there's one specific section in core jack, and we haven't seen both of these players do on core jacks. So that's one skill set that hasn't been touched on.
Yeah, I mean, the closest we really could get would be Swamp Thing, not Swamp Gator. Wrong map.
That's Swamp Gator.
Swamp Gator is core jack. Yeah.
It's the core jack, but I mean, intro is weird as usual for I guess for this kind of pick.
Both players finding some misses. Bit of an advantage out of the intro for eplup, missing a little bit less, getting that slightly higher accuracy overall, but should be enough time for ggsnipess to catch up in that department. Not going to be too big of a lead, but those repeated misses definitely going to hurt a lot more now.
Yeah, I mean the shorter, well, I wouldn't say short almost, that guy kind of like that. It's not really that short, but it's enough to a point that it could disrupt your reading, and I think ggsnipess is kind of disturbed by the LNs in there. That's apparently a huge lead for eplup at some point, and it's actually not quite an FC, but it is still a very good one. 98% there.
Yeah, built up a big combo now. Hasn't really found any struggles since the beginning of the map. Just that intro was where the initial drops were, but since then has felt comfortable for eplup overall. It feels like this rice section here, good time for ggsnipess to build up something, as eplup does find another miss, but it feels like a lot more has to happen now.
I mean, this core jack still does have some elements to it, and it kind of rushing a little bit. There's a miss, but it actually transitions to a long load, which kind of makes it eplup's favor right now.
Yeah, I mean, these rise sections towards the second half are definitely favoring ggsnipess over time. It's just not enough to make up the difference that was made in the first half. And there we have more LN patterns here. ggsnipess finding another miss.
Oh yeah, this is kind of sort of not quite semi-inverse, but it still just really doesn't really want to make ggsnipess combo it through. Struggling to even dropping almost below 94, or just at least climbing somewhat into the 94 middle 94s there. But that is with another very solid pick. I'm curious to see what this is actually gonna go with, because eplup seems to have a better grasp on the hybrid sections, which I think Tiebreaker does feature a lot of it.
Yeah, Tiebreaker is shaping up to be fairly interesting. Maybe might come down to the physicality department as well. But for now, both players winning their own picks. ggsnipess still has plenty of rice maps to go to continue this trend. Rice 3 going to be the next pick.
Rice 3, oh boy, this is arguably probably the two hardest rice picks. I would say that, because I think No Wise is probably one the hardest one.
Yeah, No Wise is the hardest for sure in terms of the rice picks. I think Xiaoping Guo is like fairly physical. I think it's straightforward patterning wise, but I feel like if you're not really comfortable at high speed, then it is definitely possible to struggle on it quite a lot. This one a little bit more chill in terms of BPM, but also much more variety in this one, much less straightforward than Xiaoping Guo is.
Yeah, I think the stream speed it peaks to about like 256 BPM, which kind of, even though the patterns does somewhat feel rolly a little bit there, but it's still pretty hard to act knowing that you have to hit them like rolls to hit the streams, right?
Yeah, I would still expect Rice 1 to be coming out of ggsnipess before the other one, before Rice 5. Rice 1, I feel like, should still be fine, given how comfortable he has been so far just on these Rice maps overall. And looking fairly close out the gates on this one. eplup does find an early miss right there. That is just past the 400 combo mark. Very unfortunate place to miss.
Speaking of which, actually ggsnipess, even with that combo, kind of declines a little bit in accuracy, so it might actually turns out to be a little bit closer than I thought. Actually, eplup catching up in accuracy. that's kind of the point where you actually don't have the combo to manage through. Even though accuracy kind of drops like 6-second miss on eplup, it's still kind of close still.
Yeah, the accuracies are really close. ggsnipess drops a little bit more. I feel like one miss from ggsnipess could completely cut this lead in half, but it has been multiple misses now from eplup, and ggsnipess still on the FC. That's really creating a bigger lead over time. There's another miss from eplup.
Yeah, 3 misses across to, like, for now at least a 98.8% FC, which is still like around 23,000, which is enough of a cushion to have a 1 miss buffer. But you don't really want to miss now. Maybe
two clean misses is still fine, as long as they're clean. Though. That's the requirement.
It depends whether or not if you misread. That's kind of the point. It's against a dirty miss later on. Like this one, this pattern is just really hard to get through now.
Yeah, but it looks like nothing really is going to happen for the rest of this. Not much opportunity left. There is a big miss there from ggsnipess, but 1 miss is not enough. Still, accuracy tied, but 3 misses to 1 is still very much in ggsnipess' favor. eplup needs a big miss towards the end here. If not, ggsnipess is just going to run away with this pick once again.
Oh my god, okay, that was almost it for actually quite dirty one to actually miss there. That's might be 3 miss there on on the one part alone.
Yeah, wow. Actually, looking at the 200s as well, it kind of almost looks like eplup would have the accuracy lead, but it's the ratio that really did things here for ggsnipess, and just how separated eplup's misses were.
Still, best of 3 now. eplup has to pick Hybrid 2 at this point. That's a death sentence if they pick anything but Hybrid 2.
I mean, you're either picking Hybrid 2 or you're picking a Rice map, and I don't think those are looking very good.
So, I don't think
he's
trying
to pick
they know.
Yeah, no, that's a bad map. Cannot pick conflict.
That's the first time I've seen an orange text like that.
Yeah, well, what's the orange text for? What's that about? I don't think I've actually seen that ever.
Is that signifying that is a ban chart? Because I don't think I've seen in World Cups.
I don't know what would cause. I don't think I've ever seen text be different color in the first place.
Huh. I mean, sure. Now it's gonna be a Hybrid 2 dispel function. I would expect eplup to have this on the bag. The elements in this are just way trickier. We're
gonna have such a nice symmetrical looking map pool after ggsnipess inevitably picks Rice 1, right? I will see it later.
Well, either Rice 1 or what are the odds of picking No Wise for you?
I don't think he'll pick No Wise. I think it's too hard. I would if it was me, I would pick No Wise because I suck at speed maps. But
well, sure.
But I don't think other people tend to have that problem, and I feel like if ggsnipess can hold combo, Rice 1 is just going to be a safer bet.
But I mean, fair enough. If you don't like burst, then I guess Rice 1 is fine.
No Eyes is just really easy to chain miss on. So if you are the one that chain misses, you can just lose the point. But anyway, this one actually kind of same deal. This one has a lot of mini jacks in it. Very kind of risky to be able to try and combo as well. So we're going to be expecting to see a lot of combo breaks from either player. Decent amount of LN patterns here, so I feel like ggsnipess might be a little bit less comfortable in that regard. But the misses are going to be super important, which side they come from.
Oh, the 100s of ggsnipess actually turns the eplup's favor right, even though they're not breaking combos. That is kind of the point. You still have to get the combo going, even though you have a lot of 200s on that. Eplup's apparently 98% there. I'm not too sure now.
Yeah, both players seeming like they are sacrificing a lot of their accuracy right now for the
that's
combo.
a 50.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Judgments! The judgments just so scary. I saw those from ggsnipess just before the break, and there's another break now as well. LN's definitely getting to them alongside these mini jacks.
Yeah, that's a point blank 50 and 100 from that LN from ggsnipess. I think they're trying to, but there's a Mr. Eplup there. Oh boy, this
traded. Oh, no. Traded again. Wait, completely
letting go of that LN.
This might turn around. ggsnipess has a little bit of an accuracy lead, but has to hold on to the combo.
Oh,
Not quite. This still could flick back either way. The accuracy is basically tied. ggsnipess has missed, I think, one more time though. So
well, there's still like the last third.
There's so much.
There's so much in this.
There's so much map left to miss on. That's the thing, and we could see it happen at any time. It feels like, oh my god, the accuracy is just exactly even right now.
Apple was really hitting really early there. ggsnipess actually another miss there. Oh, Apple is hitting. Actually missed now. He still kept hitting really early, which kind of costed that accuracy a little bit more if it wasn't already.
But eplup is just holding on to combo just a little bit longer every time. Even though both players missing, trading misses is just fine. eplup has that 25,000 point lead.
It is. I mean, I think the hard part is already done. I think there's only this kind of pattern, sporadic patterns, which are not that difficult to the rest of the chart now.
Does seem like eplup is going to come out in the lead. Fairly close, all things considered. But getting through the last pick that eplup gets to make has been... Well, match point has been reached now already for eplup, and we can see, oh wow, 200 counts.
Oh no!
Miscounts the same.
70 and 71. That's...
But
you can see... Oh no.
You can see the 150 counts from ggsnipess.
Yeah, the point blank 50 and 100 on the, I guess on the one singular LN, it was that kind of thing that you kind of have to sacrifice if you're not good at LNs and kind of in particular. But it does seem like ggsnipess still has the lead in the first time, and then eplup just takes it back in the second. So, oh no!
Oh no!
No.
Oh, I was wrong. I was so wrong.
No.
Look, we don't get the symmetry. There's no symmetry.
Nah, yeah. Well, I guess no. So apparently, ggsnipess doesn't really like speed. No one's just kind of speedy though.
I mean, it's more like bursty. Like it has more bursts, but it's not like consistent, and that's kind of also what I struggle with as well. If it's consistent speed, I can't act. It just doesn't work. This one, I mean, that said, I do find this pool's Rice 1 to be a lot easier than this map still. Like this map is brutal. This map is definitely very brutal. This is a ballsy pick, but I can get behind it.
I mean, it just depends on your orientation, whether or not, if you don't like straightforward speed, then it just kind of uninterrupted, then I guess this pick is better for that purpose.
But I mean, I guess the other side of things as well, this being a less comfortable pick overall means it's also going to be way less comfortable for eplup. I
Not sure
feel
what
like
GG Snipes screen on my side.
internet moment, Bancho moment, perhaps.
Doesn't seem to
Hopefully,
be responding.
eplup already with a 200,000 point lead.
Oh my god.
Incredible.
I mean, let's hopefully the burst doesn't seem to phase him. I just don't want to know what happens later.
Yeah, this map second half definitely kicks things up a notch. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna be in the dark for a while, it seems here. We just don't know what GG Snipes is looking at. But right now, eplup is actually doing very well so far on this map.
So far, yeah.
Still on that full combo. 98.5, and now these patterns are getting really hard, but managing to still combo through them.
Oh, actually, yeah. The mini jacks actually kind of made it the cost of the 200s there. Like, not the mini jack per se, but the jump jacks, like a 2, 4, 2, 3, and there's the miss there for eplup. I'm not sure what is going on in the GG Snipes game because we can't really see what's happening here. I can't really dictate the score now because I can only see eplups on our end.
Yeah, we're just not gonna know until the map finishes, I guess. Just gonna assume that GG Snipes is able to play this, but we have seen a miss from eplup. Still a little bit of the map left, and this outro is very tricky to be able to combo as well.
Mini jacks.
Yeah, the outer columns. Dude, the outer columns are so hard. We can see, there we go, eplup scores getting missed, and it looks like, wait, MP Link on the side. GG Snipes does win the pick. Only one miss for GG Snipes.
Boy. I was gonna say that it has a high chance to get a tiebreaker, and apparently it works. It works for GG Snipes, so that was the right call, possibly, for not picking Rice 1, but now, train of thought it is.
Yeah, we are into train of thought. We are into the tiebreaker here. It's gone the full distance. And just to look at that here, again, every single map I'm looking at now, they pretty much have the same 200 count. I don't think I've seen something like this before, but it's all the miscount, the ratio, all of this is what's really swinging things back and forth. But this one's going to be different. This map is quite difficult, especially compared to the rest of the pool. Yeah.
But now it rubs the remain of uncertainty of whether or not if the LNs are gonna be one nemesis for GG Snipes now.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends on maybe some of these denser LN sections GG Snipes has been really struggling with. That was a big miss at the start there, just as I say that. And we can already see big advantage here for eplup.
Oh, wow. Like, sure, eplup nailing the density alright, even though they still have some problems here and there. GG Snipes are just really not very well equipped to handling LNs in particular.
And I think the increased physicality as well not helping very much also when it comes to these patterns. eplup managing to hold on a little bit better throughout those LN patterns, getting 96%. Still a very long map. So if GG Snipes manages to get a hold of things, could manage to recover that a little bit. But for now, 33 per 1,000 points, quite a big lead already for eplup.
Yeah, just pretty much trying as best as they can there. Just to hit every single one of them without actually flinching, but apparently the L is kind of just interrupting the combo, and every time they just struggle to handle above 100 combo at this point.
Yeah, repeated miss is always really brutal, just not able to get any of that combo scaling happening. And 63 already at about a third of the way through. And eplup actually has been holding on to combo for quite a while now. 1,500, managing to stabilize quite a lot.
He's handling these LNs really well, even though this is not... I was honestly thought that Assault Taxi was even more dominant, but apparently this is harder than Assault Taxi. He's comboing through it. the amount of disparity between this the LN pool in this week 2 against the tiebreaker is just so. It's just so much harder, and apparently eplup doesn't give a damn about it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe eplup is just a combo gamer. Maybe just a late game kind of player.
I never normally see because these LN patterning. eplup doesn't normally combo like these.
I am pretty surprised by how well eplup's holding up on this map as well. This accuracy is higher than they got on the LN map.
Oh,
themselves.
there he goes.
Loses it to a mini jack.
This is to a quad. This is to a quad.
The quad, yeah. And ggsnipess right now holding on, trying to hold on at least to that A rank, but is slowly losing the AC over time as well. This lead now feeling insurmountable.
So for eplup, this is confirmed that Train of Thought is easier than Assault Taxi.
Train of Thought is easier than Assault Taxi. What else did we have? I mean, right now eplup is going to beat... It's looking to like match the accuracy of his You Are the Miserable score as well.
Yeah. You Are the Miserable.
Which is also a surprising one.
Does it beat the what was it called? Like Bird Brain? I don't think so, right? It
might beat Bird Brain. Did it beat Bird Brain? No, Bird Brain was 98% that eplup managed to get.
It was closer because the combo is actually much it's actually hold the combo for quite a while.
Yeah, right now finding more misses on eplup's side. ggsnipess has recovered back up to an A rank, but this lead not something that can be recovered realistically here. 180,000 points it's just reached right about now. Just not enough map for anything to really swing back that much.
Well, let's just see if ggsnipess can get a 90%, because it seems like we're almost approaching to the last quarter now.
Yeah, A rank would definitely be huge here, but just barely looking to drop down below. And I mean, at this point as well, staminas are going to become a big factor as well. 5.5 minute long map.
I'm so confused how eplup is comboing through all of those. This is even harder than Assault Taxi. Okay, now there's gonna miss right there. He's coming for quite a while. Even the transitions like this, eplup is not missing at all.
Yeah, eplup looking like actually going to be a fairly scary scaling kind of player, despite the seed seeming to scale quite well into some of these harder maps. So maybe next week will fare quite well as well. But it does look like right now it is going to be the end of this match, just closing out here in the outro sections of the tiebreaker.
Very, very well fought there for both players, really. I would just... This is kind of the clear cut that this is just Rice versus LN in a nutshell. You cannot even get any more clear than that.
eplup beat his Swamp Thing score.
Oh no.
That's crazy.
What is this? Yeah, so tiebreaker is easier for eplup then. Maybe for other players that are having to face against eplup might need to watch out about their late game then so be it.
But yeah, strong looking player when it comes to those hybrids. I guess the harder hybrids in particular is eplup. So going to be moving forward in the losers bracket here. Unfortunately, ggsnipess going to be eliminated here in week 2 of Group B. But good to see returning players coming in from way back when the game was all Rice maps.
Oh yeah, the few iterations of previous tournaments have been it's evolved over time. Even like, some of the picks have just been all Rice and just very, very Stepmania-esque picks or something along those lines.
That's a spicy one there. Alamanar versus eplup.
Oh no, okay.
Alamanar, the other Rice player that we have going on in this bracket here. Eplup looking like a more of an LN focused player for sure. I wonder if that one would also go to tiebreaker, because it feels very likely, honestly, given how those two players have been performing.
it's just like it just feels like eplup just will have to face the upgraded ggsnipess, and it's kind of insane now to think about.
Potentially. Yeah, Willow versus Selsky as well. That's an interesting one in the losers bracket to see.
Oh yeah.
Also.
Well, I mean, Willow has been performing very well, and most of the LN picks have been fairly good. So I think that Selsky in particular has some similarities. So it should be a good one-on-one.
I think mostly whether Willow can scale well enough for the next map pool.
Oh yeah, I've heard it's kind of scary to see now that the difficulty is going to be ramping up from there.
But anyway, we do have another match coming up. In fact, all of our matches coming up kind of in a row here for the rest of the weekend. Next one going to be Cancel versus Nexility, I think is the name there. So that's going to be in about 12 minutes. So coming really shortly, that's going to be one of the A group matches. And then we have the last two coming right after Ruka versus Damogus. And that's Camo. I can't remember the names. And the Sorcerer.
Same. Don't worry. Yeah, sure.
Komodo. Komodo.
Komodo. Okay.
Komodo versus the Sorcerer happening in 2 hours at 12 UTC as well. So we'll be back just in about 12 minutes. Don't go too far.
Yeah, stay tuned and take care.